Hello, everybody. I don't know what I did, but I did something wrong. Good morning. Thank you so much, Autumn. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Ahysen Nation. I was trying to show you some traffic information. Before we get started, we got a great guest today, great show. Hope your 4th of July was fantastic as ours was down here. Let me show you something going on right now on the interstate. This is I-10 in Lafayette. All right, this is I-10 at Doosan on the other side of Lafayette. This is an 18-wheeler. You really can't see because they've tightened the shot, widened the shot out. But if you're heading toward the west, I-10 toward the Texas state line, when you get on the other side of Lafayette, it starts to back up at the Ambassador Caffrey exit, and that's because of an overturned 18-wheeler. We also have very slow traffic on the other side as well, on the eastbound side. So if you're heading out toward Lafayette, it is not pretty this morning. And we'll kind of look at that again before the end of the half hour and let you know what's going on. Well, I have great news for those of you who participated in the United We Give blood drive this weekend. It was the annual LifeShare Blood Center's blood drive, and we have totals for you. We have all sorts of fun things to give you an update on this weekend and how you participated. And I am excited to have as my guest on the air is Benjamin Pridgetel from the Shreveport office. I'm assuming you're in Shreveport today, right?
Yeah, I'm in Shreveport today.
And you are the Executive Director of Blood Operations at LifeShare. And we had a great weekend with regard to the donations this weekend. So Ben, why don't you give us a little update on the weekend in different areas and the grand totals and things like that?
Sure. Yeah, we United We Give is something that we've done at LifeShare for several years, and we have 7 different regions here, from Baton Rouge to Texarkana and from Monroe to Lake Charles. So most of the state of Louisiana and some pieces of Texas and Arkansas, but kind of our corporate office is in Shreveport, where I am, and it had just been an event for several years that was in Texarkana, Shreveport, Bossier City, and then last year we said, why are we just doing this event here? Let's take it on the road and let's let all of the LifeShare donors participate. And it had always been a patriotic theme event somewhere around usually in late July. but we decided to make some changes. And we said, okay, let's make it a 4th of July event. 4th of July weekend, there tends to be an increase in blood usage. It's obviously harder to collect on a holiday. So let's do it getting ready into the holiday. Let's keep that patriotic theme that we do. Let's expand it, and then let's find some partners who want to really get behind this and want to make this the best event it can be. So last year we expanded to all of our regions, including Baton Rouge for the first time. We brought on Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers as the presenting sponsor. And they provide a free box combo for every donor who participates in the blood drive. We have waiter as well. And then, of course, we teamed up down there with WAFB to get the word out about the event. And we've been really, really happy with the results since we started.
I was looking on some information. It said in June the blood supply dropped to a red level, indicating dangerously low supplies at blood centers nationwide. Donated blood products have always been in high demand in the U.S., but now doctors say the crisis has reached a critical new turning point, forcing some to triage medical care, which means they were reserving blood product for the sickest of patients. And that's a little alarming, Ben.
Yeah, absolutely. You were reading that, and I was looking at. I've got on this screen over here pulled up. I've got America's Blood Centers. It's a group of blood centers. It's just kind of our trade group where we share ideas and things like that. But every day on americasblood.org, they list the nation's blood supply. So all the blood centers in the country report the blood that they have, and I'm looking at it for today. And a lot of people haven't reported yet so far. But of those that have reported, 50% of blood centers in the country today say they have less than a 1-day supply of blood on the shelf. And maybe about 1 in 5 say they have the 3 days that they need, or that we like to have on hand. So it is, as you mentioned, it has gotten to, critical levels. I look back just to ahead of the 4th, just to last Thursday, when there were a few more centers that reported. There were only 5 centers in the entire country, the whole United States, 5 blood centers that said, we have the blood that we need. We've got a 3-day supply. Everybody else was a low level, a 1 to 2 days, or worse, that critical below 1 day. And that's just kind of the situation we've been in for some time now.
I'm not sure I heard you correctly. How many? What did you say? They were. How many were critical?
There were 5 community. So there's in the U.S. there's about 60 community blood centers. That includes LifeShare. And you can kind of almost think about 1 per state. Some big states have 2, but only 5 of them had the blood that they needed. Only 5 of them had 3-day supply or more. And a lot of people, when we say 3-day supply, they're like, "Wow, you only have 3-day supply of blood." And for us, we wish we had 3-day supply of blood. Most blood centers wish they had 3, but unfortunately, most of us are operating on a 1-day supply of blood or less.
That is amazing. Now, how you told me when you were in Baton Rouge for our big blood drive. By the way, I cannot drive by LifeShare Blood Center on Essen at Perkins in Baton Rouge without looking at that roof and thinking how hot it was up there. The times I was up on the roof when we were doing the Baton Rouge promotion, and you kindly came down to assist with that, and we sure enjoyed meeting you and had a lot of fun with that. But so how long, you told me when you were down here, how long can a pint of blood last? Obviously, when we were down here, you were telling us that the blood we were collecting was being immediately dispensed. But how long can it last if you had your 3-day supply? It can last more than 3 days, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah, a unit of red blood cells. So I'll explain just a little bit. Most people donate whole blood, which is made up of platelets, plasma, and red cells. So a unit of red cells, which is what we typically talk about when we're talking about blood products, they can last 42 days. Which is 6 weeks, and a person can donate every 8 weeks. So a lot of people don't realize how long blood could last just in a refrigerator, but also they don't realize how often they can donate. A lot of times people think of donating blood as a, maybe an annual thing or every couple of years, but you can really safely donate blood every, 4 to 5 times a year. And that's why one of the first things that we do when you come in is test your hemoglobin with that little finger stick, because we want to make sure, hey, you still got plenty of red blood cells, high iron, and you're more than healthy to be able to donate that unit of blood. So 42 days is what you're looking at.
I'm going to put up a slide here, and we'll show the totals and kind of walk us through these the totals from this past weekend and give me an idea of what you and your staff are thinking as far as how good they were, if they were off some, if that was kind of what you had hoped for. So let me put up the slide here real quick, and we'll look at that, and then you can tell us what we're looking at.
Perfect. Yeah. So this is you're looking at 2020, and actually, I think this was my fault on that second one, all regions, that first line when I sent you that information.
Right, the first line is 2020, which was 1400.
Yeah, that's 220. Yeah, 2020. So, but we're just comparing the 2 years. So this was our first year in Baton Rouge. We collected, we had 125 donors, and our second year we had 129. So just a slight increase in the capital city. But you look at all of our regions, which again, Beaumont, Texarkana, Shreveport, Lake Charles, Baton Rouge, Alexandria, Monroe, we saw huge growth from our regions there. It looks like 20-25%. We were actually worried this year that we might see a slight decrease. After COVID last year, people came out of the woodwork to donate blood. They wanted to do something to help their community. They wanted to do something to help the health situation. There was that need for convalescent plasma. So we saw a big increase really last April, March, April, May in blood donations. And then we started offering antibody testing in the summer, and we saw that continue. And we thought, last year was just so big that we're probably going to see, might see a decline this year. The fact that we saw not even, just staying the same or a small increase, but a huge increase was a very welcome surprise for us. Now, you're looking at those Baton Rouge numbers and you're like, well, we only got 4 extra units than last year. That's true. Now, I think part of the reason for that is that, I blame Johnny for it, is that we had such a great drive just about 4 weeks ago, as you mentioned earlier on Ahysen Lane, when you were camped out there for a couple of days. And we had, more than that. We had, I think, I can't even remember. I know we had over 100 because that was the goal, but we ended up with probably around that number as well.
I think it was 116 total we ended up with. It ended up being 116 a few weeks ago in Baton Rouge.
So none of those people who participated were eligible. So, if we could have counted on some of those folks, I think we would have seen, a lot of growth. But, I'm happy we did it the way we did, because I don't think we would have seen 250 people like we did from the 2 events together. And, we needed that blood when we needed it. And, as you said, that blood has already, been transfused. So it's good to have this as well. So, but looking ahead to next year, I think we're very excited. And you've been in our center before. It's brand new. It's nice. There's plenty of room. So we are excited to host a really big United We Give next year.
And that's a good point too, Ben, that this was the second year in Baton Rouge. So just with last year being the first year and this year being the second year, it's still young here in our area.
Absolutely, yeah, and and you look at some of the other numbers and things like that too. And in Shreveport, the event was bigger, but it's been here a longer time. And then even in places like Beaumont or Alexandria, the event, we had more overall donors there. But Baton Rouge, there's 2 big hospitals there, and LifeShare serves Baton Rouge General, and then Our Lady of the Lake, they have their own blood center that they do collections there too. So a lot of people might look at those numbers and think, oh well, why can't Baton Rouge collect as many as Shreveport or somewhere else. Well, part of that is that, there's two blood centers, and, that's, the work that our folks at Our Lady of the Lake does and for their patients and is wonderful. And, the work that we do and the blood that we provide to our physicians and stuff that we work with at Baton Rouge General, they're doing great work as well. So, it's important. I tell people all the time in Baton Rouge, when they ask, because they're like, well, how are you all different? And I say, you guys are lucky that you have two great local blood centers here that are serving the community. And the most important thing is that, you donate blood, roll up your sleeve. It doesn't matter necessarily who you donate with. We love for it to be us, because we've got patients that are counting on us. But, if you went back and forth or donated with Our Lady of the Lake one time, and then you happen to catch us in the parking lot of a Walmart or on Essen Lane another time, that's fine. The most important thing is that you're donating blood, it's staying in the community here, and that you're helping someone, with, life-saving or life-sustaining treatment.
And that's interesting too, because I learned that when you were down here, is that LifeShare's services, all your blood stays right here, kind of local, with the exception of the market of Beaumont, Texas, which is basically southeast Texas, southwest Louisiana. It's right there.
Yep, it's when I go on the road almost every week. I'll actually be in Baton Rouge on this holiday has gotten me off. I'll be in Baton Rouge Wednesday, Thursday this week, tomorrow evening, and then Thursday. And whenever I go to Lake Charles on the other side of the state, we go to Beaumont as well. And it's great that those two communities, just 45 minutes apart, they can help each other a lot as well. We were talking about how long a red cell lasts is 42 days, but platelets, which typically go to cancer patients in our area, they only last 5 days. So the most important thing is, we want to be good stewards of our donations that we get from our donors. So, and we know that our donors, they're donating because they want to help somebody. So they want to help their community. They want to help their community hospital. But just as you mentioned, if it's the choice between, not being able to use a blood product because it gets, like a platelet because it goes 6 days or something, over sending it, 45 minutes down the road to, another hospital, and, we service Opelousas General as well. So I think, folks in Baton Rouge, they may live there, they may have lived there their whole life, but I don't think they have any problem saving a life in Opelousas if that's where their blood needed to go.
No, not even a little bit. Why, in your experience with the Blood Center and then in media before that, what are the reasons that summertime is so much more critical with blood supplies than Christmas holiday or sometimes in the spring or winter, do you think?
Well, so I think two reasons. And so the worst times for us are this summertime, as you mentioned, and then also from, Christmas to that like first week in January. And I think it's just because, for me anyway, those are some of the busiest times of year for me. I always like to do a summer trip or summer vacation. If I'm not on vacation, somebody else at work is on vacation. I'm having to do their job too. At Christmas time, I'm from Tennessee. I always go home to see my mom for Christmas, things like that. And I'm at the mall on the 24th of December because I'm a last minute shopper. So I am hustling, bustling, running around, chicken with a head cut off kind of problem. And I think that a lot of people have that going around that time of year. Kids are out of school as well and things like that. And so donating blood, I completely forgot about that. And I think that's what it is. You just kind of get out of that routine, or it's hard to maybe make that appointment and you think I'll get to it next week. And a lot of people do, but that's the biggest issue. Then also, 1 out of 5 LifeShare donors are actually teenagers. So, for all those times that, baby boomers are sometimes throwing some shade to the younger generations.
Careful, watch yourself.
And the other way around. But our local blood supply is in many ways on the shoulders of young people. Now, a lot of times that's in high school and they're, trying something new, or their friends are doing it, or they don't want to go to this class in particular. But our young people, do so much for our local blood supply. And having, those high schools and colleges in the spring and fall really help kind of bolster those times of year. And again, you don't have that around the holidays or in the summer.
You mentioned the young people. How young can you donate blood?
You can be, and I should mention our average donor is about 49 years old. So we do have, for as many, teenagers are donating, we definitely have a fair share of seniors who are participating as well. In fact, that is really, you look at our platelet donors, you look at the people who've donated 200, 300, 400 pints. So, that is really, they are contributing just as much or more so than anybody. Sometimes it's those working folks or middle-aged folks who are raising kids and who are got a job and who have to do all these things, maybe taking care of older parents and stuff as well. That's where sometimes people get out of the habit. We find you can be as young as 16 as long as you have a signed parent permission slip, which is at LifeShare.org. And then once you're 17, you can all restrictions are lifted and you can donate just like anybody else. And in some countries, there is an upper age limit, but not in the U.S. So there is, as long as you're healthy and well and meet all the criteria, you can donate as long as you want. And we have people in their 80s who donate regularly with us and who have donated regularly with us for decades.
We met some of them here in the Baton Rouge area during our LifeShare promotion a little while back. We have another promotion coming up here in the Baton Rouge area that, pardon me, that is coming up, I think, on the 11th, which is Sunday. You want to tell us a little about that?
Yeah, we've got a Pint for a Pint offering this Sunday afternoon. So after church hours and all that, you can come by Mid-City Beer Garden on Government Street and you can donate blood. And you get a free beer. So it's from 3 to 7. And this is, one of the many partnerships that LifeShare has, across, not only the capital city, but anywhere else. There's a picture of the awesome looking restaurant where we've got our promotion in Mid-City. So, come on down and, try one of the many brews and donate blood. We do have to tell people that they're not supposed to drink for 2 hours after they donate blood. Some people heed our advice, and some people don't. But it's a safety thing. Obviously, with less fluid and blood in your system, then that alcohol gets a little bit more concentrated. So definitely bring a DD with you, and then you can enjoy the promotion. But again, we're always trying to look for ways to partner with different community groups, organizations, businesses, and if there's a way that we can do that that benefits both folks. Obviously, we're having to drive there. We're here on Ahysen Nation trying to get people to come out there on Sunday. But they're going to obviously, they're obviously investing into LifeShare, into our donors, to thanking donors for their time and their sacrifice, and so it goes both ways. It really, everybody wins in the end.
Well, you got the center here in Baton Rouge open Monday through Friday, or Monday through Saturday, I think, right? You have limited hours on Saturday, but and then how often, how many days of the week do you have a blood van out? Or
every day.
Depend?
Yeah, we are every day. So depending on, I'm looking, I got the schedule just in front of me for today. So we've got, we're at a Walmart today. Tomorrow we're in Donaldsonville and Plaquemine, Denham Springs and Port Allen on Thursday. And then, we've got we've got 2 mobile drives just in Baton Rouge on Friday. And then we've got a big replenishment drive on Saturday, which is a drive specifically for a person that's using blood in the community. Friends and family have set that up. And so trying to get people to donate on her behalf. Nicole Bird is her name on Saturday. And then we've got actually 4 locations this Sunday. So we're at Cabela's, we're at Walmart and Gonzalez, Whole Foods, and Mid-City Beer Garden, as we mentioned, from 3 to 11. So that crew actually going to Mid-City Beer Garden will be at Whole Foods before that. So we try to make it as convenient as possible for our donors. You can go to LifeShare.org, type in your zip code, and you can see the next scheduled community drive in your area for the next several weeks out. And so you plan your week and plan your day around that important blood donation.
What's a good day for you in terms of total donations per day in Baton Rouge?
Probably like a 50-person day would be a good day for us. An average is probably more like 30. And again, we see the best turnout at our schools, businesses, and colleges, things like that. So now, and when we talk about like setting up at a Walmart or something like that, obviously it's at a business, but that's not really, the business isn't really, participating in the drive. That's more of a community drive, so people can stop by. But at the best ones we have are at workplaces where the employees are behind that. So, if you, wherever you work, if that's a place that, even, and it doesn't have to be huge employers, it can be like I mentioned with Mid-City Beer Garden, we're going to be somewhere else before that. So maybe you're in a place and there's only 10 or 15 employees, and maybe only, half of those could actually donate. We are happy to bring the bus by, get a couple signups, and we're happy to bring the bus by for an hour, 2 hours, and, get those few units of blood, and then head off to that Walmart or to that Whole Foods or to the Mid-City Beer Garden, something like that, and really that way we're kind of compounding our collections, and we're able to kind of make 2 good drives out of with one day and one crew.
Well, congratulations again on a fantastically successful 4th of July weekend. We have those numbers up again, up from 1476 to 1867 year to year for all regions. That's fantastic. You have to be pleased with that.
Oh yeah, huge. I mean, a huge increase. Looking at the inventory yesterday, we talked about less than a day. I think our O was like 1.8 days, and we were celebrating. So, and most importantly, we look at our inventory, but there's 2 inventories. There's what we have on the shelf, and there's what the hospitals have on their shelf, and we fill them first. So if we're seeing an uptick on ours, it means that they have what they need first. So that's the real success here, and we're hoping to sustain that. So if folks weren't able to participate last week, please think about making a donation in the next couple of weeks so we can keep those units going to where they're needed.
Fantastic, Ben. Thank you so much. You have anything, any closing words or thoughts or comments?
No, I think I would just say the last things in this final minute or so here is that I think a lot of people think, if they haven't donated before, they think a couple things. One, they're scared, they're afraid, they don't know what to expect. And I understand that. The process is very similar to getting your blood drawn in a doctor's office. You have to do it every year. I don't think anybody looks forward to that, but it's not that bad. And, the self-satisfaction that you get and the pride you get from donating that unit of blood, knowing that it's helping somebody, it offsets all of that. And then there's also the other stuff. There's the canes, and there's the pint for a pint, and there's the t-shirts, which is great on top of it. But, that's the real gift. And the second thing I think that, people get held up on is they think they can't donate. Oh, I have diabetes, or, oh, I take pain medication. All those are fine. Thyroid, antidepressants, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. If you have those issues, it's not a problem. You can donate blood. There's a few random medications that might get you, but they're for things like hair loss and acne sometimes, things like that you may not even realize it. But most medications, the things that people take most often, are not a barrier to donate blood. So you're welcome to call us, stop in, go to our website, and it'll help answer your questions. You can find me on Facebook or send me an email, and I'm happy to walk anybody through that process who may be interested, but also a little bit nervous.
Fantastic. Benjamin Bridgetel, thank you for being with us on the air today, and thank you for all you do for all the communities that LifeShare's serves. And keep my cell phone number. I know you have it from a while back, and give me a holler Thursday after you settle in. If you've got a free moment or two, maybe we can grab coffee.
Absolutely, as long as I don't get stuck on that I-10, as you mentioned.
Behave. Be nice to us. Benjamin Bridgetel, thank you so much for being with us on the Ahysen Nation today. I appreciate that. You can go ahead and sign off of your Zoom connection. I know you've got a busy day today. Yeah, we got a mess on the interstate. Let me see if I can do something here and show you what's going on back here. Let's see. There we go. And we'll put this up in the monitor real quick and show you. This is I-10 in the Lafayette area. And again, I-10 westbound is where the problem is. It's completely closed at Dusson. I-10 westbound is closed right around the Dusson exit, and that is going to be a little problem for a while because of an overturned 18-wheeler. In fact, I'm going to go to my traffic computer, if I can, and show you the Let's see if I can do that, and I'll show you the Traffic Max computer and show you where this is, because it's just it's a mess. It's backed up. If you're going toward the Texas state line outside of Lafayette, it started to back up when we started the show. It was starting to back up right around Ambassador Caffrey, which is right on the other side of I-49. So the backup is not pretty. They're forcing folks off the interstate there. But again, that's what we're looking at right here as far as the backup goes. So you have a traffic problem, you can keep up with that on WAFB.com/traffic. We can also give you information on the websites, not only the website, but on your phones. We have traffic on the news app, we have traffic on the weather app, and that is that. You can see the 18-wheeler kind of turning around right now. So hopefully they will open up I-10 westbound soon. The eastbound side is open coming toward Baton Rouge, but going toward the Texas state line, it is still closed. While they do, you can see the trucks facing different directions, and hopefully we'll get that wrapped up and open here not too long, but it's a mess. It's I-10 near Lafayette, near Dusson, the Dusson exit, which is before Rain, between Ambassador Caffrey and Rain. So if you are going to be in that area, that's what we have for you. So just be very aware of that. If you're heading out this afternoon, we'll have an update for you on all of our social platforms, as well as on WAFB 9 News at noon, which will be coming up very shortly. So watch that. And again, a big thank you to everyone who donated blood during the big weekend event for LifeShare Blood Center. And everybody that donates anywhere you donate. We're in a critical stage right now with regard to low blood supplies, and it's not going to get any better. We're just now beginning July, so you have until the end of August for a lot of folks that are traveling, and even into the early part of the fall. So blood donations are needed 12 months out of the year, and we certainly appreciate everybody who took part in the LifeShare event this weekend. And don't forget, this Sunday, 3 to 7, at the Mid-City Beer Garden, LifeShare's bus will be there taking donations. A pint for a pint. Give a pint of blood, and the Mid-City Beer Garden will give you a pint of a beer. So that's kind of cool. I mean, I don't know where you could get that, anywhere like that. So we will see you hopefully on Sunday with that. That'll wrap it up for us today here at the Ahysen Nation, Big Ahysen Nation program. We thank you for tuning in every Tuesday, 10 o'clock, right here on your Roku TV, on your Apple TV, YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and then hit the little bell so we can, you'll know when we're live. We have a lot of programming to offer you on our OTT desk, over the top, if you will. And if you are on Facebook, make sure you like us on Facebook. And if you feel so inclined, share this video with folks so we can definitely be out and about in the community and helping out. So that'll do it for another edition of Ahysen Nation. We'll see you again possibly later this week. And don't forget the traffic heading out toward the Lafayette area. Right past Lafayette, you're going to be forced off the interstate because of that mess right here. And we'll give you an update on that on all of our social platforms. It looks like it might not be too much longer, but they have closed I-10 westbound right before the Dusson exit. So that's going to be a little while. Thanks for joining us. Have a fantastic Tuesday and a good rest of your week. We'll see you soon. Join us on 9 News This Morning tomorrow at 4:30. Take care.